my Wednesday? Let's see. The first thing I do is drop my 4-year-old off at preschool, and well, that's not the first thing I do. That's like that 50 millionth thing that I do in the morning. But once I drop her off, then I head over to Spearfish, South Dakota, and I go to my head shrink, which is kind of why this is titled "Every Good Cancer Patient Needs a Good Head Shrink." I don't think that I could have gotten through some of the moments that I've gotten through without a psychologist. There have been moments where I have just wanted to give up, like totally give up. Oh, hang on here. Speed limit change. There we go. Just totally give up. I remember my husband called the lady that I'm going to now, who is wonderful, Michelle, and told her one day that he was worried about me, that he was concerned that I was gonna just end it. And it's probably because I hadn't gotten out of bed in 3 days. I didn't really care about anything. All I did was cry and bawl because all I could think about was dying. And every time I looked at my 4-year-old daughter, it would just burst me into tears because I would think, oh my God, you know, she's going to grow up without a mom, or at least without me, and I'm the best mom for her. And she's going to be heartbroken because we are so close, and she leans on me for everything, and who's going to take care of her when she's sick? And I gave up. And I think, I'm assuming here that every terminal patient at some point wants that. They just want to quit. And quite frankly, I don't blame them. I think before I ever had cancer, when I was an ER nurse, I would probably have scoffed at that. I probably would have thought, oh, come on, you know, get your head out of your butt. There's always something to live for. Even if you know, like your toothbrush, at least that's something that you like that day. Find some bright spot. But I was in a place where I could find no bright spot, and I never really honestly knew that that place existed. I thought that people would make that up. It's opened my eyes a lot. If I could go back to being a nurse and take care of people, my outlook, my care would change for them, because my outlook would be so different. Crazy different. I hope you guys didn't see that. I don't know how to stop that. Anyway, so I'm on my way to my head shrink, and some of the things, some of the things that Michelle has done for me has just been allowing me to see that there is a bright spot in every day. That if anything, the one thing that I have to look forward to is my daughter. And if nothing else, that she's the one that I wake up for every day, and to have that, when I have nothing else, use that as my bright spot. She's also allowed me to realize that it's okay to give myself permission to be selfish. It's okay to be selfish at this point in my life. You know, women are notorious for doing everything for everyone else. And, you know, I think even if you don't have cancer and you're a woman and a mom and a wife and whatever title you hold at work, and it still comes down to the fact that you're human, and you're not superhuman, even though some people feel like it. I used to feel like it. I used to believe I was superhuman. You got to take time out for yourself. Man, woman, whatever. You've got to take time out for yourself and not forget who you are, what your values are, what you stand for, because that, at the end of the day, is going to carry you through. And that's what, in my mind, defines your character. You know, someone said to me a long time ago that character, the definition of character, is what people do when no one else is looking. It's a really simplified definition, but that was a profound statement to me. That is so true. When nobody's looking, would you do something that you wouldn't normally do if they were staring right at you. You know? No, I mean, I wouldn't, but that's just how I am. Have I in the past? Yeah. I've done things in the past I'm not proud of. I mean, nothing crazy major. But, well, I guess I can't say that, because if it was crazy major to someone else and it was crazy major at the time, then it was crazy major. What I'm talking about is I haven't done anything that I'm aware of illegal and thought, oh, haha, I got away with it. I'm just not built that way. As a business person, I wasn't like that. I was probably one of the few honest business people on earth. Wasn't very popular as a business person, but to me, that's how I measure my success. But anyway, back to cancer. That brings me to my second point. Something that Michelle has allowed me to see is the way that I measure success. People measure success by money, by, I don't know, whatever their value system is. The reason it's hard for me to get past money is because that's how I always measured my success. And even though right now, you know, we have all kinds of financial problems, having cancer is not a cheap disease to have at all. And we were doing fine up until, well, a couple months ago. And now, you know, everybody has financial issues and all of that. And we definitely have them right now. I'm desperately trying to think of ways to earn money because I can't work and I don't really know how to do that, but I'm figuring it out. I'm trying. But anyway, you know, measuring success by money, in my opinion now, is just wrong. If I had it to do over again, I would have not taken the corporate jobs. I would have stayed in my little nursey hospital jobs and made the same amount of money, plus or minus $10,000 a year, and not taken the $200,000 a year positions or $300,000 a year positions, because I think the more money you have, especially the younger you are like I was, the easier it is for you to remove yourself from not necessarily what's right, but what may be appropriate in measuring success. My success now is getting out of bed. Hell, if I get out of bed in the morning and I can have a cup of coffee and walk around, I am successful. That is how I measure it. And I've had some people say, oh, well, you measure it that way, so, you know, you lowered your expectations so that you're not disappointed. That's a load of crap and a cop-out, in my opinion. My success rate is 100%. I get out of bed every day. Next to that, I'm successful if I feel at the end of the day, when I lay my head down on that pillow, that I have done everything I can to live that day to the fullest. Everything. I'm not always successful in that, because I waste a lot of time worrying and wondering what's going to happen when I die. What is it going to feel like when I die? Is it going to hurt? And then I freak out, oh my God, it's going to hurt. I can't imagine consciously taking my last breath and being okay with it. I don't think I'm going to be... I do a lot of things well, but I do even more things not well, and I don't think dying is going to be something that I do well. I just can't fathom it. I don't understand it yet. Even though I watch Pee Wee Dan and I've watched some other people. Hell, I used to be, you know what, at one point in my career, I was an executive director for a hospice company. As a nurse, it was a business position, an operations position, and I had nurses that went out into the field, and I had a nurse supervisor, but it was just, I think I kept myself distanced from the actual death and dying part because it was uncomfortable for me. I was much more comfy, you know, putting everything in its little box and doing profit and loss statements and making sure that we were compliant with OIG and all of that type of stuff, rather than actually focus on the patient, and I regret that. Anyway, I could talk forever today. I don't have time right now. So hopefully I can figure out how to stop this and then add to it as the day goes on, because now I'm on a roll. Today's a good day. I'm feeling good today. I did take some medication this morning to try and make me feel a little bit better, but nothing that would impair me driving. So I will talk to you soon. Hopefully something I've said has made a little bit of difference in someone's world, or maybe, sparked a light bulb, or you know what, I mean, if it didn't make any difference in your world, if it wasn't interesting, that's pretty much expected on my part. That's kind of my life. Kind of boring, and I have a lot to say. Actually, this is getting into some personal issues. I had one ex-husband, and yes, you heard that correctly, and no, I'm not going to get into it. Tell me that I talk a lot and don't say anything. And my goal since that very minute that I heard that has been to change that when I talk, I say something substantial. So hopefully that has happened. And it is time for me to go talk to my head shrink. If you don't have one and you have cancer, go get one. It will make you feel better, even if it's only for that hour. All right, I'll see you later. Toodles.